Recently, a ship has caught Warriors fans' imaginations. No, it's not Sunbeam and Nightheart, the lovers and two of the protagonists of A Starless Clan, the most recent arc. Even though they've been confirmed to be expecting kids and they honestly seem like a lovely couple. Instead, it's Frostpaw, the third protagonist. Though she fell in love once during the arc, it was with the wrong cat. A cat who, unbeknownst to her at the time, had killed her mother. However, fans suspect that she may have had a crush on another cat, her fellow healer, Whistlepaw. The two are incredibly close. They risk their lives for each other numerous times and trust each other like no other cats can. It's no shock that Warrior Cats fans, with their love of ships, have picked up on the two's close connection and shipped them together. But there is one issue. The Aarons have a shaky track record when it comes to gay ships. However, there's a lot of evidence both in and out of the book showing that FrostWhistle is a possibility in their eyes. Does FrostWhistle have a chance of becoming the first canon lesbian ship? Let's go over it. Before we get started, if you are new to this channel, please think about subscribing. I regularly post both Wings of Fire and Warrior Cats content so you'll never be bored. And to my current subscribers, thank you so much for supporting me. I wouldn't have gotten here without y'all. Also, this video will contain spoilers for Star, and also the two's full healer names. If you have not read Star, feel free to skip this video or watch on at your own risk. Of course, we have to begin with the canon interactions between the two, to see why people ship them. The two first meet when Frostpaw first goes to the moon pool in River. She's pleased to find another healer apprentice around her age there. Whistlepaw doesn't appear in the next book, but she makes an appearance in Shadow. Frostpaw believes that she's received a true vision after receiving a bunch of false ones. She believes that this vision might help her find Reed Whisker's killer. She talks to Splashtail about it, but also wants to talk to a cat who is more versed in StarClan things, because Mothwing, the other healer of RiverClan, isn't. She decides to visit Whistlepaw, as she was friendly to her, and Frostpaw thinks that she can keep a secret. Frostpaw is cold on the way over and thinks about how Whistlepaw will help her warm up. Is this because she's a healer, or because cuddling would warm her up? Huh, Frostpaw? Frostpaw was then attacked by Reed Whisker's killer. Whistlepaw discovered her and managed to staunch her bleeding. Whistlepaw wanted to bring her back to camp because she didn't think she could heal such a grave wound. However, Frostpaw didn't want to go, fearing that the cat who tried to kill her was from WingClan. Whistlepaw listened to her fears and brought her to the horse place instead, where she was healed by two legs. Frostpaw told Whistlepaw that she had to go on a journey. Whistlepaw wasn't quite so sure about having her travel with such recent wounds, but she knew she couldn't stop her friend. However, she expressed her dismay that StarClan was making Frostpaw do so many things when she'd already suffered so much, which I honestly feel the same about. Healer apprentice protags have it rough in Warrior Cats. When Frostpaw returned to the clans, every cat was shocked. There was so much blood at the site where she was attacked that every cat had assumed her dead. Whistlepaw stepped in to corroborate Frostpaw's story and recovery, even after Frostpaw decided not to talk about her out of fears of her being punished, which Whistlepaw unfortunately was. Frostpaw is consistently concerned about Whistlepaw's punishment, and feels guilty that she got in trouble because of her. Frostpaw then got a vision of a windstorm crushing the WingClan nursery. This was relayed into camp by a cat who didn't believe her, but even though she was given a biased report of Frostpaw's sign, Whistlepaw believed her and tried to evacuate the nursery. This shows the dedication and trust that she has in Frostpaw's words. Whistlepaw was unfortunately severely injured, but she showed no regrets over what she did. Frostpaw and Whistlepaw trust each other a lot. Trust is the foundation of a good relationship. Even if the two aren't in love right now in canon, them having a lot of faith in each other is a good starting point, and a sign of them being a good match in the future. Early in Star, Whistlepaw received a sign about cats in danger. This vision was seen as being pretty important, and so a questing party was formed. Whistlepaw joined it and left the lake, leaving Frostpaw alone to deal with Splashtail. Frostpaw dealt with Splashtail. Meanwhile, Whistlepaw reunited the spirits of the deceased clan Storm Clan with the rest of StarClan. Later, the two met at the moon pool for the Half Moon meeting. At the meeting, both of them appreciated the other's achievements and help, showing their immense gratitude for one another. Then they received their full healer names together, Froston and Whistlebreeze. If FrostWhistle ends up becoming canon, this will likely become one of my favorite couples moments in the series. What's cuter than receiving your full names at the same time? Now, let's look beyond the canon at Supplemental material, aka the Warrior Cats website. In a post on the top 5 fan theories for Starless Clan, the Aarons talks about possible mates for Frostpaw. Some fans expressed hope in Frostpaw finally finding love in this book. Shadowsight was proposed for similar experiences with manipulation and loss, as was Rootspring, as Frostpaw is certainly a cat worthy of Bristle Frost, as Rootspring has mentioned his next mate must be. The majority of those hoping for a mate for Frostpaw, however, voiced their preference for her ending up with a Whistlepaw, based on the close bond the pairs formed, each having saved the other's life at least once. The website is clear that FrostWhistle is a possibility. The fact that they even mentioned it, even though it is a queer ship, is a pretty good sign that it might become canon. Also, they put it as a possibility alongside a bunch of other ships I'd never heard of before in my life. Mainly Root Frost. I've never heard anyone talking about it before this was posted. So they might be using all these ships that no one has ever heard of, and then the ship that everyone has heard of to hint at the ship that everyone has heard of becoming canon, by comparison, as it is an outlier. However, it should be noted that the staff for this website is different than the story team. We don't know who is on the story team either, as Kate Carey recently stepped down from the story team. The website is also much more accepting of queer characters and queer ideas than the published novels. For example, the website has posted a lot of images with queer flags, most notably Rowenclaw with trans flags, during the whole turf debacle. So, what is the likelihood of FrostWhistle becoming canon? I have to say, pretty thin. In the past, Kulabi Productions hasn't allowed the Aarons to have gay characters out of fears of alienating readers. With increasing culture war nonsense in America thanks to the current political climate, things are going to get even worse. However, the Aarons were able to slip in gay ships in the past without much fanfare by having the characters be background characters, like Tallstar and Jake or Ravenpaw and Bartley. Frostdawn and Whistlebreeze are going to probably become side characters after this, so they could be kept the same way. If the Aarons promise to keep FrostWhistle on the down low, they might be able to put them into the books, even if the two can never call each other mates. But if the ship does become canon, with them calling each other mates and everything, I can see it going two ways. Number one, it is handled the same as any other relationship in the series between cross-clan cats. Either Frostdawn or Whistlebreeze are forced to leave their clan and join the other one. It would likely be Whistlebreeze, as there is no way Frostdawn went through all that in RiverClan just to leave it in the end. The second possibility is much more likely, considering they are both healers and thus are sworn to a different code than the other cats. The two would likely remain in their clans, and they might even keep their relationship a secret, as healers are still outlawed from having romantic relationships. If the ship isn't allowed to become canon, the Aarons still might handle them like Bartley and Ravenpaw. At the moon pool, the two could snuggle up to each other almost like they were sharing a nest, and at gatherings act like two elders sharing gossip. Though FrostWhistle has a lot stacked against it, I don't think this ship is impossible, especially if the Aarons handle like other gay ships have been handled in the past. But what do you think? Do you like FrostWhistle? Do you think that will become canon? Comment down below. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I make Wings of Fire and Warrior Cats videos pretty often, and your support means a lot to me. And to those who are already subscribed, thank you for your continued support. I wouldn't have gone here without y'all. Peace, Rogan out.